Hello, my name is Samson Akinola. I'm a legal practitioner in the City of London. Today I want to talk on the topic Deport now and appeal later. Deport now and appeal later. Personally, I see this law as a draconian law, as a very, very wicked law that was initiated by David Cameron and Theresa May, the Secretary of State. Although this law was initially made to deport the illegal immigrant and the overstayer, which is very, very good. UK government has a right to deport any illegal immigrant in their country, which is very good. But this law now extended to the people that have got their residency in the UK, which means they got indefinite leave to remain, ILR. So this law now extended to people that have got indefinite leave to remain and which they have spent over 20 years in the UK. Some of them have spent 30 years in the UK. So within this law now, the Secretary of State now use this to deport the overstayers, illegal immigrants, and the people that have already settled. They're using the same channel, the same procedures of law to deport them. And this is where I'm going. This is very, very wrong. The illegal immigrant and overstayers, they have different procedures of law to follow when they want to deport them. Those are the people, they haven't got any status in the UK. The people with indefinite leave to remain, they have got status in the UK. They were recognized in the UK. The exemption is they haven't applied for their British citizenship, which is optional. Okay, now, under this wicked policy of deport now and appeal later in your country of origin, under paragraph 395C, before Secretary of State deport anybody in the UK, there's a procedure to follow. But during this deport now and appeal later, the Secretary of State did not follow these procedures. And that is what I'm campaigning against. That the Secretary of State should not rule us by rule of man. Everybody should be ruled by rule of law. So Secretary of State supposed to deport anybody under section, under paragraph 395HC if they follow the procedure. And one of the procedure is we need to consider the age of the deportee. Some people came into UK in their 20s. Some of them are now in their 50s, late 50s, even in their 60s. Now, and they are deporting them back to their country of origin, which is very wrong. Secondly, the Secretary of State need to consider the length of years in the UK. And those are the people I'm talking about. Somebody that spent 25 years, 30 years in the UK, and which he has got his indefinite leave to remain, should not be deported like somebody that has just spent 2 or 3 years or 5 years in the UK. They have different rules. Number 3, the Secretary of State is supposed to consider their strength of connectivity in the UK. Those are the people that have settled down in the UK. They got families, they got mortgages, they got businesses. After committing crime and serving the time in prison, the Secretary of State has to withdraw their indefinite leave to remain under section 76(3) of Nationality, Immigration, Asylum Act 2002. They have the right, but there is an exemption. There's exemptions for those people that have spent over 20 years in the UK. But the Secretary of State did not follow those exemptions. That is my campaign. Now, number 4, the Secretary of State is supposed to look at the domestic circumstances of those people they want to deport after 20 years in the UK. They're supposed to look at their compassionate circumstances in the UK. And this is one of the key reasons. The compassionate circumstances include the health of the person they want to deport, the medical treatment of the person they want to deport, the inability of somebody they want to deport. Some of them have some terminal disease because of the age. Age 50, some lot of terminal diseases start coming out of their body, which is natural. The Secretary of State did not consider those factors before deporting them. Imagine somebody that got glaucoma, cataract, cancer of the breast, prostate cancer, and other terminal diseases. They were deported back to their country of origin under this draconian law. This is very, very wrong. And that is what I'm campaigning against. Although the Secretary of State said they give them some cash money to spend in their country of origin, like £3,000. Now, how long do we know that this appeal will take in their country of origin? We don't know. Maybe 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. Would that £3,000 sustain them for 3 years? Which is wrong. This is where I'm going. That Secretary of State is abusing her power in office. And this is what we call ultravirus, abuse of power. Or she doesn't have the power to do that. Thirdly, when you deport somebody to that type of country that has spent over 30 years in the UK, I could say this amounted to degrading, inhumane, and this amounted to breach of Article 3 of European Convention on Human Rights. Degrading can amount to cruel. You see, under Article 3 of European Convention on Human Rights, let me say this. It said, torture occurs when there is deliberate inhumane treatment, causing very serious and press suffering. When we talk about torturing doesn't include anything physical only. Something that torture your mind, something that torture your brain, that make you to think cruelly. This acts contravene Article 3 of the European Convention on Human Rights. For Secretary of State to deport people that have spent 30 years in the UK without considering what degrading they may face in their country of origin, this amounted to breach of Article 3 of European Convention on Human Rights. This amounted to degrading. This amounted to inhumane. This amounted to torture. And this is where I'm going. Now, as I see this as discriminatory law, this deport now and appeal later, I see it as a discriminatory law. The reason why I emphasize on it as a discriminatory law is, if people remember, after the attack of 9/11 in America, the UK government made a law, an emergency law in the UK, called the Anti-Terrorist Crime Security Act 2001. Under this act, paragraph 4 of this act stated clearly that all foreign criminals should be deported instantly. That anyone that could not be deported instantly should be held in prison indefinitely. And some group of foreign criminals were held in Burma's prison indefinitely without trying them, without charging them. They were held there for a couple of years. So, in December 2004, House of Lords has to look into this case again and say, come over, what happened? Some people have been locked up indefinitely in prison. They haven't been tried. They have not charged them. This is against the law. So House of Lords looked into this case again and said, because this law was made on emergency, purposely for the foreign criminals only, House of Lords now overruled and said this law amounted to discrimination, and this law is in breach of the foreign criminals' liberties, which is in breach of the Article 5. Now, House of Lords now said further that because this law was made purposely for foreign criminals only. He said, what about the British citizen that posed to be a threat to UK national security? What happened to them? Nothing. Now, because this law was made purposely to prosecute the foreign criminals only, House of Law has to repeal this law. This law was withdrawn. It was revoked. Now, this is my point. Because this law was made by the Act of Parliament, it was withdrawn by the Parliament again, repealed. Therefore, this policy of deport now and appeal later can be repealed. And this is what I'm fighting for. This is my bone of contention now, that the policy of deport now and appeal later can be repealed. To deport somebody that spent 30 years in the UK can be repealed. And that is why I want you to join me on this campaign, which I'm making now, nationwide in the UK. We need to fight for this draconian law to be repealed. This law is a discriminatory law. This law is it contravenes Article 14 of the European Convention on Human Rights that says no discrimination. I could see Theresa May and David Cameron acting under this discrimination. Both of them are in breach of Article 14 of the European Convention on Human Rights by making a law that concentrated on certain nationality to deport them without following the right procedure of paragraph 395C that stated that gave the exemptions to people that have spent over 20 years in the UK to be allowed to stay in the UK, because deporting them after 20 years in the UK amounted to degrading and inhumane, which led to torture. Not about physical torture alone, mental torture is part of it. And that is what I'm propagating now, that this thing must be repealed. This law must be repealed. We have to fight together to repeal this draconian law. This draconian law is not good in our system. It's not good in this community. This draconian law is undemocratic. We don't need it in the UK. And that gave me the condition to talk on this platform under Article 10 of the European Convention on Human Rights, that gave me the freedom of expression, freedom of opinion to pass my talk. And European Court of Human Rights backed it up and said that freedom of expression is the lifeblood of democracy, and it is the cornerstone that is needed in the democratic society. Therefore, I want you to join this campaign. As you are listening to me in the comfort of your house right now, I'm launching this campaign under Article 11 that gave us the freedom of assembly, freedom of association, that we have to rally on this point that deportation of anybody that has spent over 20 years in the UK is illegal. And I sincerely believe if we could do this in harmony, in unity, this law will be repealed. That is why I gave you an example of a law that was repealed by House of Parliament. This law of deport now and appeal later can be repealed. Moreover, the people that have got their British nationality by naturalization, their British passport can be repealed as well under this Nationality Immigration Asylum Act 2002. So don't feel that because you are a British citizen by naturalization, you are exempted. You are not. You are still under immigration control. This is the wickedness in this policy, and that is what I'm fighting against. So I want you to join me as you are listening to me right now. We need to join this forum. We can campaign against it, and we will surely win the battle. I'm pretty sure of that. With my length of experience in this field, I'm pretty sure we can win this battle. So please, I want you to join me. Moreover, also to buttress this point, I would like to to tell you that I'm doing this program on pro bono policy or pro bono publico, meaning free. So if you have anybody that have been denied their entitlement, you can give me a call or you can email me. I will be there for you. Also, I'm doing this campaign as my charity organization at Canal Show, Home and Abroad. And I'm using this platform as well to tell all Nigerians that are listening to me right now that I'm campaigning for Nigerian government to introduce Nigeria Student Finance Loan Company for the betterment of Nigerian students and their parents. If this loan is approved by Nigerian government, it will make life easy for the students and life comfortable for the parents. So please, I want you to join me on this campaign as well. I'm running this campaign as well. It will start next year, 2016, which I'll be officiating it. So please, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is the head of the information I can give to you today. I'm an agent of change. This is my ministry that I'm campaigning. And once more, I would like to remind you, please stay away from crime. Don't drink and drive. It's a criminal offense. Don't involve in fraud. Don't involve in drug activities. Please, any illicit business that you know you are doing, please stop it for now. I would like you to withdraw from any illicit business you are doing right now. Your British passport can be withdrawn. Your indefinite stay can be withdrawn. I don't want this to happen to you. That is why I'm using this platform to give you information, knowledge that will be useful for you so that you will not be a victim of failure. Deporting somebody over 20 years in the UK amounted to failure, degrading. I don't want that to happen to you. Please, ladies and gentlemen, this is how far I can go today. Thank you very much. My name is Samson Akinola. Bye.